Okay, second semester of law school is starting. What are you going to do? What's your plan? What's your game plan? What's your strategy? Is a couple of things, actually 5 in particular, that I'm going to talk to you about what you have in your strategy for your second semester of law school. Mostly for 1Ls, but it can kind of apply to anybody. Let's talk about it. Y'all did enough reading? First semester, fall semester? You think the reading is over? Okay, when you get to be a lawyer, you're going to do a lot more reading. You see these books that I got to do? These are my code books. I have several of those. Reading doesn't stop. So the first thing I'm going to say for you to do is your second semester strategy. Well, kind of before it started was to recharge, right? Mentally, prepare yourself. This is a marathon. Don't overdo it. Yes, it's going to be a lot of work, but you can do it as long as you pace yourself that it's a marathon. Burnout is real. Burnout is real for new attorneys. Burnout is real for law students. Recharging is important. Find some time in your day. If you watch my other video about time management, right? This may be your time to do something different. Whatever worked in the fall semester may work in the second semester. Whatever didn't work, I'm going to need you to change that for the second semester. Don't keep doing the same thing if you realize it doesn't work. If you realize like you're spinning your wheels and you're getting tired and you're not keeping up with reading assignments, things of that nature, do something different so that you can preserve, right? Work smarter, not harder. So that's the first thing to do. Recharge. That needs to be part of your second semester strategy. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, right? Some of you guys have gotten grades back. Some of you curiously are waiting for grades from your professor, which I don't understand how you can start the second semester and not have your grades, because some of the classes are like part 1 and 2, Civ Pro 1 and 2. You can't really do Civ Pro 2 if you haven't passed Civ Pro 1, right? So figuring out where you stand on grades and figuring out, okay, is this for me? I know some people question like, is law school for me because they got bad grades or they got B's when they are always gotten A's? Guess what? That might be your reality. Law school is not undergrad. Law school is not master's program. It's a whole different ball game, right? So reassessing what's going on. If you have really good grades, then, no problem for you, right? That may not be everybody's story. Figuring out what you can do with the grades that you've gotten, maybe setting some goals for what grades you want to get in the future. Try to figure out why you got the grades you did, right? Figure out what your strategy was before. Okay, I did this. That worked. Let me keep doing that, keeping up with that pace. If you're like, oh, it took so much energy to do that, I can't do it that way again, finding a different strategy, talking to the other people, maybe figuring out what worked for them, and maybe trying to readjust. That may be what works for you for your second semester. This kind of piggybacks on the grades thing too, because some of you may be at a law school right now that you didn't really want to go to, but you just wanted to start your law school career, and now you want to transfer somewhere else, right? So if you want to transfer somewhere else, your first semester grades are going to be probably the ones that they're going to use to determine whether you're eligible to be transferred. You're going to need some recommendations to go to the other school. It can be done. I do see a lot of people transfer after their first year to a law school, after they basically demonstrated that they can deal with the rigors of law school, right? But you have to keep this in mind and have the idea, like, is this realistic for me to transfer? Some people start law school like, yeah, I'm going to go to the different law school as soon as I finish. And then they may readjust and say, oh, this law school may be better fit for me in the long run, right? But make that assessment in your second semester, because this is the time where you're going to have to make the applications. A lot of people may be thinking the same thing. There's only a certain amount of slots available. So if you're going to transfer, now's the time to start your application for the transfer and start talking to professors who may or may not give you recommendations for you to transfer to another school. I think I did 3 so far, right? But before I get to the last 2 and even the bonus, comment below. I want to know, are you guys in the second semester of law school? What have you done differently? What are you planning on doing differently? What worked? What didn't work? Were you one of those people that waited for grades? Comment below. I kind of want to see where you guys stand. Okay, here's another thing. I mentioned a whole video about this, but law school clinics. Usually as you finishing up your second semester, you get to decide which clinics you want to apply to, right? And you rank them based off of, where you stand, where you're interested in. But it's basically determine about who's interested in which clinics. A lot of people may be interested in certain ones. The criminal justice clinic might be the popular one, and they only have certain slots. But think about clinics. I would suggest you strongly think about clinics. Taking at least 1 clinic. At my school, we were required to do 2 clinics. So taking at least one clinic where you get hands-on experience with what you've been learning in your pedagogical classes, right? Learning about it and actually doing it are two different things. Clinics is an excellent way of exposing you to how it is to do client intake, how it is to do research, how it is to file motions, things of that nature that some attorneys don't even get a chance to do until they actually practice in attorneys and they're like, what's going on, right? So I would say prepare for your clinics or thinking about your clinics in your second semester. All right, number 5, and then make sure you stay for the bonus. But number 5 is thinking about your summer positions, right? If I did a whole video about law school grades and what you should have been doing over your winter break, but you should also be thinking about what you're going to be doing in the summer, right? Are you going to be interning anywhere? Are you going to be taking any classes in the summer? You should not be just doing nothing in the summer. Let's just be clear. For these 3 years, your summers are not yours until you finish, right? Even after law school, you have to take the bar exam for that summer afterwards, right? You should be thinking about your summer positions. Are you going to apply for big law if that's what you're interested in? Are you going to apply for an internship at with a judge, with a attorney general's office, with the U.S. attorney's office, at a law firm, a smaller law firm? Depending on what you want to do, you need to have that strategy about what you're going to do in the summer in your second semester, because sooner than you know it, May will be here and you're like, oh shoot, what I'm going to do? So that's number 5. Okay, here's a bonus, right? Second semester, if you haven't met with any of your professors during your fall semester, during their office hours, not even one time, second semester, make it your business to try to meet with some of the professors. Remember when I talk about other videos about networking, expanding your network, your professors, most of them have already been out there practicing, have come back to teach in the classroom setting, but they have people that they know. If they know that you're interested in certain things, they may be your connection to some future job. They won't know that you're interested in these things. They won't know you to recommend you to anybody else if they haven't seen your face in their office hours at certain periods of time. Pop in, hey, Professor such as, I just want to check in and say hi. Introduce yourself if they don't know you, if you have a big class, and I'm interested in this. And that way they have you on their radar. So make it your business, even if that's not your personality, make it your business to do that for your second semester if you haven't already done so. All right, good luck, and I'll see you in the next video.